Okay, the gemara that we're learning was in lesson 8. This is lesson 9. The gemara that we're learning is about two people that owned a well together, and they would alternate the usage of it. They would switch back and forth. It was Ruvain and Shimon, as let's say the names of the people, and Ruvain would use it on one day, and Shimon would use it on the next day. And what happened was Ruvain used it on Shimon's day, so Shimon wanted to take the water for that day. So he tells Reuven, "You're using it on my day," and Reuven ignores him. So Shimon then hits Reuven with a handle of a hoe, which is probably some strong piece of wood. And because of that embarrassment, so Rav Chisda was asking Rav Nachman what the din is. And Rav Nachman said, concerning the payment for embarrassment, for boishas, Rav Nachman said that he doesn't have to pay, even according to the one that says, Lo yavid inishtina lenafshe. That's this line right here. You're looking at Rashi now. Lo yavid inishtina lenafshe. That a person may not take the law into his own hand. However, b'makom de'ikab seda, if there is a loss, then he's allowed to take the matter into his own hand. So we'll do these two Rashis. Lo yavid inishtina lenafshe means, inish means a man. It's like ish in Hebrew. In Aramaic, it's inish. So lo yavid means may not do. Ovid is to do or act. Let's put in act. Lo yavid. A man may not act. Dina lenafshe. Judgment for himself. He may not act out the judgment for himself. Nafshe means for himself. Himself. Okay. Oops, let's make that an L. Vafilu din emes, and even afilu, that's afilu, din emes, even true judgment, la yasahu latzmi, should not do for himself. I'm not sure what Rashi's trying to add. Of course, he would never be allowed to do anything that wasn't true. But what this means is eliyelech etzaladayan. So if anyone can tell me what Rashi's trying to add with this, afilu din emes, even if it's true, what would I think? That maybe he's allowed to? Is he ever allowed to do judgment that's not true? I don't know. But anyway, I'll take out that underline. But Rashi's saying even if it's true, lo yasu hula atzma, he's not allowed to do that on his own. He first has to go to court, and we'll let the court, the judge, dayan is the judge. Eitzel is two. He has to go. He has to go by the judge to hear what the judge is going to rule, and he's not allowed to go and do things on his own. So in this instance, when the person was taking the water, if we would hold la yavid inishtina lenafshe, then he would not be allowed to push him away. He would have to go to the judge and let the judge decide if he owes him money for that water or whatever. However, Reb Nachman said that b'makom de'ikab seda, everyone will agree. B'makom means in a place, right? In a place. Makam is a place, and b'makam is in. The ikka is always is. There is. Looks like a 5. It's supposed to be an S. Is. Pseida means a loss. Now, this is the type of Rashi that you can ignore the period, and just for convenience, or just for clarity, I'll see if I can erase a period. I don't know if I can do that from the Gemara. Wow. You're not supposed to adjust the Gemara, but just for clarity here, I'm going to take that out. In a place where there's a loss, if he's going to go to Bezdin, you see how I read that without. In a place where there's a loss, azl means to go, and means if, that you knew. If you go, Beidina is another word for Bezdin. I'll write that on the side. Be, we said, is a house. Be means bias. Like Beirav or Beitrei is owned by two. So Beidina is just a way of saying, in Aramaic, for some reason, words end with an aleph. So it's din, it's the same word. Beidina is Bezdin. I azal Beidin, if he goes to Bezdin. Di ad azal. The dalid is because. Let's do that. That dalid. It can mean because. Ad azil, that aleph and dalid is while. while he is going, lebeidina, to the bezdin, azlu you had already over there, but there's just a prefix, dalet aleph dalet. It's like a double prefix because while he's going, lebeidina, to the court, va'asi means to come, kadali hai, this one drew water. Hai is this one. It's referring to the person. It's a pronoun. It's referring to the person. In our case, it's Ruvain. Kadali means drew. Dali means to draw. Kadali means he drew the water. V'lo yada my dali, and he doesn't know how much he took. So there's going to. Rashi's explaining why there's a loss. Simply, he could just go to Bezdin and tell Bezdin, look, the guy took my water. He owes me money for the water. I got to go buy my own bottled water, or maybe he should give me tomorrow, and we'll skip his day. So Rashi's explaining that v'layada maidali, we're not going to know how much he took. Maybe he'll never be able to get the exact amount, and he's not going to pay him that amount. It's probably going to be hamaitzi mechaveira yalavaraya. Prove it that I took more than 1 gallon. Maybe he did take more than 1 gallon, and he has no way of proving it. So there is going to be some sort of loss. Or shema yichlo amayim min abar. Yichlo is to finish or complete, or to, let's just write finish. Maybe he will finish. I'm sorry for that. Finish the water from the well. The bar is a well. Ve'in lei pirayin lezeh. And there is no payment for this. Pirayin means payment. Ein loi, there is not to him, pirayin, payment lezeh, for this. Now, what does that mean? So what I believe this means is that there's 2 types of losses. I'll just put it on the side. Let's see, right over here, loss. Loss number 1 is not paid. That's one type of loss. The second type of possible loss is, I don't care if you're going to pay me tomorrow. I need it today. It's kind of like it's time. There's a time constraint here. And because of that, if you're going to give me water tomorrow, I don't need water tomorrow. I need it today. It's just you can never pay for the water that I didn't get today. The kamafsid, and therefore there's going to be a loss. So ki hai gavna means in such a case, or in such an example, ki hai is like this. Gavna would be a case, or an example. Then a man may take the law into his own hands. Okay, it's not a difficult Rashi. All Rashi says is, why is it b'makom pseida? Why is it a place of a loss? B'makom dika pseida. And he says, well, 2 possibilities. Either he's not going to know how much water he took, or even if he will know, but maybe he's going to finish the water, and he won't be able to get the water for today, and he needs the water today, and that's also a type of loss. He won't be able to. He needs the water. It's not the money that he needs, and that's a loss. An example for this is in the. There is another gemara in Haseicher Sa'umnen, where over there's also a worker that causes a loss, and there were 2 types of losses in that. One was a loss where there's actually a loss of money, and the other type of loss is, let's say the worker was supposed to show up at a wedding, or let's say, and he doesn't show up, so you don't really have a loss because you might, you didn't lose money on that, but you wanted, let's say he was the band. So, but there's a time constraint. If he's going to show up tomorrow, that's a loss because you wanted him to be there. So here also, he's going to finish the water in this well. It may rain later, but it's probably a well that collects. I think Rashi said before there was a well that collected. Was it a well that collects water, or was it like a spring? Bar mayim mechunasim. It's a well that collects rainwater. Mechunasim means collects, but you're not responsible for that, Rashi. So it may rain later, but right now there's no water to pay it up. So that would be a second case of a loss.